Ooh. Woo.
Hello, everybody.
Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the Mikestand. Hello, hello.
All right, I was doing a sound check there, make sure that the mic was working on the YouTube end. All right, so hello, everybody. Welcome to the Mikestand. Today is Friday, July 12th, and y'all know Fridays are the days we do our historical comic retrospect. This week we will be looking at comics went on sale from what we know today as Harvey Comics. Well, Harvey, I think, still went out of business a few years ago, but at the time, of course, starting off as Brook World Publications and Worth Carnahan, respectively. I'm going to be going over, of course, some stuff from Speed Comics, Volume 1, Issue 8, and Champion Comics, Volume 1, Issue 7. But of course, before we do get into all that good stuff, I'd like to introduce my co-host for the evening. Give him a chance to give his own little intro. Here's Apex from Apex Comics. Apex, you want to do your intro?
Howdy, howdy, everybody.
You know the
Howdy,
shit,
howdy,
right?
hey, do. Yes, I have a YouTube channel, Apex Comics. Check me out on YouTube. I'll put that in the chat a little later. But I've dug up some stuff. I did a newsletter back in 2013, 2014, 2015. And I did a comic strip of basically some employees, and I gave them superpowers, different characters. And for example, I have this one bit called Tales of the Cosmic. Yeah, you might want to blow up my screen there, Mike, if you want. Get a full
just
page set up. Yeah, Tales of the Cosmic. And this is Shannon, our supervisor. I call her the Cosmic Mama. I did some of the tattoos that she has on her features there. And we have Eric who's the who is called a Lucky Dog. Get Lucky. He's like a cosmic leprechaun in a way. So he flies on a shamrock, sort of like the Silver Surfer, like paying homage to the Silver Surfer in a way, and goes to find his lost brother.
You're talking about how he gets lucky with Shannon there.
Oh, Shannon's like the Cosmic Mama. She's like that's his mama, Cosmic Mama. Yeah.
The way you said that initially, it's like usually you know that some of the connotations sometimes when you say gets lucky with a girl, right?
Right, yeah, exactly. Get lucky. So he's a lucky charm. He's like a lucky leprechaun guy with cosmic powers. He's in search of his brother who has attributes almost the same as Superman in a way. Name's Andrew Burt. It's kind of based on me a little bit. And so they go into you see this, and he flies through her. She's like the teleports him through a different cosmic area to a different area. She flies out through her, so she's the Cosmic Mama. She's like the benefactor, not like Galactus who eats worlds, but she's a benefactor of the cosmos. She tries to keep things in order. So yeah, it continues on from there. I don't want to show everything, but yeah, this is like the Red Rocket Tavern on a planet called Nebulous. You see Andrew Burt orders a glass of milk, and these aliens try to give him a hard time. Oh, you drink milk, huh? You like a punk or something? I was like, no, milk builds strong bones for your body. And he tries to hit him, right? It's like, and he breaks his hand on his on his face, and he's like, I've had enough of this. Pow! And he flies across the room, and these guys are going, we can't let him get away with this. So they kind of gang up on him.
Yeah, it sounds like the guys are just sitting there wanting to pick a fight or something like that.
Yeah, and then he's like, boom, knocks them all out. He takes charge. There's his brother. Oh, I found you finally. And he has this mouse character goes, squeak. And so I say, oh, you're trashing my bar. You could have taken it outside or this and that. So it goes on from there. And fun stuff, fun little tales from that time period. So I'm thinking about putting a book together, like a floppy, I believe, 12 pages of that. I have 12 pages of, I forget the name of the team. Sim Special Forces. That's another tale that I produced as well in the newsletter. So go ahead, make me small. You're good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, man, you like putting forces together.
Yeah.
Sim Special Forces, Fem Force. Oh wait, no, that's
Femme Fatale. Femme
I'm
Fatale
thinking
is mine.
Fembat, I guess, was
Fembat.
your
Yeah,
thing,
Fembat's mine. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You have what's it? The other one, it's called oh gosh, what's the name of it? Oh, Enforcer Inc. is another team book that I produced like the early 90s. I haven't actually put a book together, but I had a bunch of art pages and things and stories and stuff like that. Sketches, all sorts of fun art files that I've produced over the years. I have numerous illustrations that have yet to actually see the light of day.
All right. So, anything more you'd like to add before we get going
subscribe to my channel, Apex Comics. I'll put the link in the chat real quick.
And then if you do that, I'll go ahead and highlight that so people can see that.
Oh.
And of course, guys, as always, if you haven't already, if you guys can like and share the stream, see if we can get some more friendly people in here to engage. Also, if anything here we talk about tonight grabs your attention, feel free to comment and or ask questions. We'll try to answer the questions to the best of our ability. And as soon as Apex gets his link up, we'll highlight that so you guys can go check that out. And then we will get to the stories tonight.
All
right, so there it is. There's his channel, Apex Comics 3200. So go check that out, guys. Apex is a pretty cool guy to hang out with.
Thank you.
Alrighty then. So with that being said, why don't we go ahead and get to why we're here in the first place?
Why are we here?
Well, it's to read comics and take a walk back in time to March of 1940 to how the world saw through their comics.
Yeah.
Shock Gibson, the Human Dynamo. Speed Comics number 8, May 10 cents. Every story complete.
Oh yeah, man. Horses are hard to draw.
Oh wow.
Very challenging.
Gotta check something here because let's see. There's more from. I think they, according to this, they may have cut some. They may have had to cut some things out because.
File space, I guess.
Well, no, because apparently one of 44. Normally these have like 68 to 72 pages in here.
Oh God,
but
lordy.
I don't think it will affect our situation though, because I think they still will have the
main story, right? Yeah.
There it is.
Oh yeah, Shock Gibson.
All right, so the Human Dynamo. So let's get going on this. You can.
Yeah.
Right. All right. So, all right.
You cut out a little bit. I couldn't quite understand what you're saying.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you. Yeah, you cut out for a second.
All right. Was that just me being? Was that the computer or was that me? Maybe. Anyways. All right. I think I'll let you do. I'll do the narration here, but I think I'll let you do.
Shock. Shock Gibson. Yeah. Shock.
Charles Gibson was at work when his laboratory was struck by lightning. Some chemical and electrical reaction caused a mysterious change. Instead of killing the youth, It made him all-powerful, endowed with almost unbelievable strength and energy. The youth dedicated his powers for the service of humanity. He adopted a distinctive costume and name, Shock Gibson, vowing to work always in the interest of fair play. The human dynamo. In the heart of Africa, a slave caravan. Now, because I had to use Comic Book Plus here, I'm gonna have to it's gonna be anyways. Rends its way, its sad way. The Arab slavers are brutal. Get up and walk! In America, a magazine exposes the slavery, and Shock Gibson reads of it.
This slavery is shameful.
He goes to Africa, but you can't. But you can't go into the jungle alone.
Why can't I?
It's impossible. It's gorilla country. But Shock enters the jungle.
So this is the darkest Africa.
Just ahead, a huge gorilla blocks his way. The gorilla springs on Shock and knocks him to the ground. But Shock gets a half Nelson on the beast. Wow, look at that! Look at that half Nelson! And throws it over his head. So it almost sounds, the way they've got him doing it, it's almost like a half Nelson driver, maybe a half Nelson style Uranagi. What?
Kids, don't try this at home.
Yeah. The beast lands on its feet and charges back. But Shock butts with terrific strength. Look at that, head first.
Nice.
Ugh. And soon has the beast on its back.
Had enough? Ugh, ugh, ugh.
Shock releases the beast. It slinks off in defeat. Shock continues on his way.
Gorillas are the craziest people. I didn't know they were people.
Nearby, an elephant falls into a pitfall trap. Shock speeds to the scene.
I wonder what happened.
He leaps into the pit.
The poor beast needs my help.
And lifts the elephant out.
Up you go, Jumbo.
The elephant appears grateful.
So long, Jumbo. Glad to have helped.
Soon, Shock comes to open country.
They say an elephant never forgets. I wonder. What's that in the distance? I wish there was something to climb.
Just then, a giraffe appears. Shock speeds to overtake the creature.
Just what I need.
And leaps to its back. He climbs the giraffe's long neck.
Now I can see. It's a slave caravan.
Look at how he's perched on that giraffe's neck there.
It's like a fireman's pole.
Yeah. You look at the giraffe's face right there, you kind of have to wonder what it'd think.
Yeah, what's it doing?
Shock reaches the slave caravan.
Where are you taking those slaves?
Where we please.
That's no answer.
The other Arabs attack Shock. Allah, Allah, kill the infidel! But with mighty fist, he shatters their weapons. Look at that! Look at how he just broke that
Nice.
sword.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, an Arab knifes at his back, but an elephant charges up.
Let's save his friend.
And whirls the Arab aloft with its trunk. Eek! The other Arabs flee in terror.
Ah! It's Jumbo. He didn't forget. Tell where you sell slaves, or will Jumbo put his foot down?
I'll tell. We take the slaves over King Solomon's mountains to the secret kingdom. Queen Sheba buys them. Then Shock snaps the slave chain with his mighty hands.
Go now, you are all free.
Thank you, oh great one. Shock reaches King Solomon's mountains.
The secret kingdom must be on the other side.
He climbs to dizzy heights.
I must be 15,000 feet up.
Yeah. Sorry, I knew that was just... we have some people in here now.
Oh, good.
Elk is here. Hey, Elk.
Elk. Parasocial audience. Hello.
Hail, Lord Zeno, and I can't get video, only audio.
Oh.
He welcome Apex. He does this. He's on his phone, I think, or something.
Okay.
Like that.
Yeah.
A lot of wildlife in Africa.
Yeah.
Zebras mixed.
Okay, cool. I've read crushing enemies with your trained elephant's foot was a thing. Yeah, it is in this book.
Mm-hmm. All right. Suddenly, an avalanche breaks loose and roars down straight at Shock.
Here comes trouble.
To bury him.
Ooh.
Yeah, part of the reason why we're only going to be able to do like 3 stories, because a Shock Gibson story is still 22 pages. One of the few that's that long.
It's a regular comic size tale. 22 pages.
Yeah. Well, back then though, the lead features were usually just 12 or 13 pages.
Yeah.
Like the Superman, Batman, Human Torch. They were like 12, 13 pages.
Oh yeah.
Under tons of rock, but Shock fights his way up through the rock.
Oof. I thought that would be my grave.
He resumes his climb.
I ought to be near the top now.
Soon he reaches the topmost peak.
That must be the secret kingdom down there.
The secret kingdom.
Oh, look at that.
Look at how they designed that secret kingdom right there.
It's like the pyramids.
Yeah. But it also seems like, and maybe it's just similar art style too from the time, but I've seen they've done that with some sci-fi stories too, where the buildings look like that.
Yeah. There's a show called Cliffhangers back in like the early 80s, around 1980, in fact. So it's called The Secret Kingdom. It was during like the Wild West years, but They had a secret empire like underneath the caverns and stuff of this outside of this one of this western town. So it's one of the better serials in my opinion. Kind of reminds me of that.
All right, so let me.
Oh,
Queen Sheba of the Secret Kingdom, a direct descendant of the ancient Queen of Sheba.
okay.
Queen Sheba has an army of knights. They are the descendants of a group of crusaders who in ancient times wandered into the secret kingdom. They have kept the weapons and style of fighting.
Not bad.
The knights. Shock approaches the kingdom. A knight bars his path. Whither goest thou?
I go to Queen Sheba.
That is forbidden. For hundreds of years, no one but slave dealers have neared the secret kingdom.
That's not going to stop me. I must enter. I have come to end the slave trade.
The knight lowers his lance. Then prepare to die.
Bring it on.
Then charges. Straight at Shock. Shock braces himself.
This is going to be fun.
The lance strikes him full in the chest. Look at that.
Horse is shocked.
And shatters into fragments. The knight tumbles from his horse. Shock helps the fallen knight to his feet.
Get up, Sir Knight.
What happened? By the saints, you are a man of valor. I will take you to our queen.
That's fine.
Shock is taken to the queen.
Did we do this one?
Yeah, I'll let you do the female voice.
Why do you come to the secret kingdom? To ask you to free the slaves. Impossible. I must have slaves to complete my pyramid.
Oh, now, okay, I want to just. So in most of the panels, she's blonde, but right there, it looks like they gave her more almost greenish brown hair or something.
Yeah. Oh, that's that. Different.
Somebody kind of screwed up there.
Yeah.
The queen leads Shock to a window.
Wow.
One big panel there.
Well, that's
one
what's
big
happening.
art panel.
Oh.
Last page.
Wow. You don't need slaves. I'll complete the pyramid myself. You speak nonsense. I speak no nonsense. In 5 hours, your pyramid will be finished.
Now look at how they're looking at each other right there.
Yeah.
Now the way they're drawing it almost seems like they're kind of like upset with each other, but
yeah, they're gonna make out later.
How they see the eyes right there, it seems like they're like upset at each other. But I think there's more passion there than anything else.
Yeah, there's attraction.
Yeah. A few minutes later.
Stop work, everybody.
Shock picks up the huge granite block. He speeds up the incline with the block. Now we all know what the word incline means. Usually we don't use it a whole lot nowadays, except in the gym maybe when you're doing an incline press. But
that's right.
Incline usually means upward.
That's right.
Let's see. And puts it in its place on the pyramid.
Just like laying a cornerstone.
For hours he labors at terrific speed until the pyramid is completed.
Ding.
Back in the palace,
Why, the pyramid's done. I must be dreaming. Now I will free the slaves on one condition. What is it? My son, the little prince, is held captive by the Black Knights. They are my enemies. Return him, and I'll free all the slaves.
so Shock sets out for the castle of the Black Knights. The castle of the Black Knights, in the turret of a lookout tower. A stranger comes. Let down the drawbridge. The drawbridge comes down, and a troop of Black Knights ride out. The leader swings at Shock with a battle axe. He who comes to our castle dies.
We'll see about that.
Shock catches the handle of the battle axe.
I'll take this, Chopper.
Chopper.
Yeah.
And wrenches it from his hands. What manner of man is this? Shock pulls the knight off his horse. Black Knights to the rescue! The troop of knights charges at Shock, but Shock dives for the horse's feet and brings the troop down in a tangled heap. Shock speeds to the drawbridge.
I hope the bridge isn't up.
Before I just want to see if there's any new comments.
Yeah, check the chat. Have any visitors here? Oh, here we go. Sound effects are, thanks. Sound effects are extending on Apex quality, as it were. Thank you.
Why would you have to write to he grips the battle axe when the picture shows him doing that?
Yeah, they do a lot of that back in the 40s. I've noticed that.
Oh, we've talked a lot about it, and
yeah,
and Elk has been real picky about that stuff too. Where
I get it.
But but at least when you're narrating it, right? It does sound, particularly the way I narrate, it does sound more dramatic.
Yeah, it's like you're on radio and you're kind of you're describing it, even though there's pictures that do that already.
Well, yeah, and maybe that's also why they wrote it like this, because you have to remember back in the early 40s, television hadn't even been a thing yet.
Yeah, exactly.
Actually, in 1940, maybe TV was kind of starting to be a thing on the East Coast. I know that wasn't really much going on the West Coast,
right?
Because the first television station here in Southern California was KTLA back in January 47, 7 years after this,
Right.
The drawbridge is almost up.
Almost, but not quite.
Shock makes a terrific leap and captures the top of the drawbridge.
Now I'll get inside the castle.
He slides down the further side of the drawbridge and lands in the castle's courtyard.
Now to get the little prince.
All right. So, in answer to Elk's question, I think because of the fact, radio was kind of a thing and you didn't have the visuals like you would later with TV, that's just how people probably wrote stuff back then. because
Right.
even though you did have artists drawing it and stuff like that, they were just more used to writing things that way because you had to write that for radio, you know.
It's true.
So that might be
Yeah.
just
Yeah. Comics was kind of fitting as a visual form that, of course, TV later replaced, and of course, comics still kept going, still kept publishing after TV was
uh-huh.
invented.
Hmm.
Yeah.
A squad of archers shoot at Shock, but his electric power deflects the bolts. They don't call them arrows here; they call them bolts.
Bolts. Yeah.
Hmm. Shock comes to the castle dungeon. Help! I'm the prince.
Ah, there he is.
He rips the bars from the window
I'll get you out.
and rescues the little prince. Who are you?
Don't ask questions.
With the prince in his arms, Shock leaps from a castle wall. Now, I get the idea why they call it a secret kingdom because
Yeah.
you look at these people, it's almost like you have to like stop for a moment and realize, okay, this is actually modern. Like this is all happening, within the span of like March of 1940. Yet you
Yeah.
almost get the impression that they're more like back, like
In medieval times. Yeah.
medieval time.
Right.
So that's kind of the interesting thing. You almost get into the story too deeply. You almost forget that this is actually set in March of 1940, even though it
Yeah.
feels more like it was set in medieval times.
Sort of like a Doug McClure movie in the 70s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And lands in the moat. Then he speeds back to the Queen's palace. Later in the palace,
Here's the prince. Now will he free the slaves? Yes, gladly.
the Queen makes a proclamation.
I hereby proclaim that all the slaves are free. You must stay and marry me. You'll be king of my people. It's a great honor, but I haven't time to be a king.
Classic guy
Classic,
response for a
classic
kid comic,
diss.
right? Yeah. I don't want to deal with the girls. No, I don't want to.
No, I mean, I love women, but
I got too much to do. I got to save the world from
I have
bad
to
guys.
save the world, honey. Not time to be king.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Follow the adventures of Shock Gibson in each issue of Speed Comics. So I'm just gonna shoot through the rest of it real quick.
Yeah.
Not read it, but
Yeah.
just so we can look at the art.
Glance at it.
Yeah.
Landor, maker of monsters. That's fun.
Yeah, I mean, from some of the preview information on him, he's actually a villain.
Mars Mason. I love these names.
Mars Mason of the Interplanetary
Mail Service. They should have like Space Tavern stories. It's like what I described mine in my Tales of the Cosmos.
Yeah.
Tales of the Cosmic.
Spike Marlin.
Well, there you go.
He's kind of a
Carl Larson.
He's kind of like a sailor type character.
Yeah, you duke him out.
And there we go. So now let's go ahead and head back. Now we gotta. Of course, it's gonna take me a moment to find because Worth Carnahan is listed at I think the smaller type or something like that. I have an idea where it is on here, but
Dottie sponsored Comic Book Plus. They're selling comics. That's cool.
Yeah, a lot of this site has more of the older public domain stuff.
That's cool. Wow. You guys
And
spent
we
a
will be getting into some of these companies. Some of these companies we've already gotten into. Others will actually over the next few weeks. We'll be getting into some of these newer companies as well, like Holyoke and
yeah.
Columbia and Ace Comics or Ace Publications. Small press. Or Carnahan at the end of small press. That was the word I was looking for. Or phrase I was looking for.
Small press.
So Champion Comics right here.
Okay, cool.
As before it went over to before it went changed its name to Champ Comics when it went over to Harvey.
Just gotta read some comments here. Ooh, Goodnight Spoon is here. Hey, Goodnight Spoon. Says Rick looks different. Yeah, I do.
Well, that's because it's not Rick.
I changed, guys.
It's Apex.
Hey, hello. And just like that, shock destroys the economy and thousands of slaves starve. Oh no. Hail her, Ritter Spoon. It's High Elk. Oh, did you know that Bruce Campbell hosts a television show from the future about our past? Oh, I didn't know that. What is it? Yeah. Who is this?
Scottish fellow?
Bad Metal sounds different. No, it's just me. Metal is elsewhere.
Yeah. So with all that being said, of course, let's go ahead and
Let's dive in.
yeah. So Champion Comics, May 10 cents.
Yeah. I love these logos.
Yeah. Yeah, the Champ, Johnny Fox, Neptina, Liberty Lad, Dragon Teeth,
What?
Jungle Man.
Oh, okay.
64 pages in full color here.
64 thrilling pages.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, as I said, we're gonna look up Robin Hood Jones, and of course, to get there, we'll probably take a
Champ. That's good. Yeah.
Queer championships. You can kind of.
And
of course, just a reminder to everybody, word queer back in the golden age meant something totally different than it does today.
Yeah.
It just simply meant like weird or strange or offbeat, as opposed to what it means today. So let's see. I guess it is another one of those little featurettes that'd be kind of interesting to read. So, Red Grange, the galloping ghost of Illinois, handled the ball only 5 times in a game against Michigan in 1924 and scored 5 touchdowns. He made runs of 95, 67, 56, 45, and 15 yards. Wow. So let's see. 95, let's see. 162, 218, let's see, 263, 278, divide that by 5. 278 divided by 5, let's see, 55 point, so he averaged 55.6 yards there, or 55 and 3/5 of a yard there.
That's pretty good.
His feet or mine, the fact I just did that like as quickly as I did.
Yeah.
There's even a canine ice cream eating champ. His name is it's Shiver 2.
I don't feel so good now.
Let's see. Ira Ball of Summerall,
Mississippi.
Summerall, Mississippi, pitched pitched ball so hard, pitched the ball so hard that he blacked his eye. He broke his arm, fractured 3 ribs, and bowled over a spectator.
Dang.
He waited for his gal and set a record. A Serbian peasant proposed to an 11-year-old girl in 1839, and she said yes in 1934, and they were wedded on her 106th birthday.
What? That's crazy. All right.
The Serbian. Well, we don't know how old I mean, you have to kind of wonder.
Oh, damn.
So, yeah,
I think they
11.
wed before that.
Huh?
She wouldn't have. She wasn't of age. Of course, he was much older than she was.
Yeah, but I mean, he waited around. I mean, if she's 106 and he's older than her,
God, maybe
can you
like what?
imagine how old he's got to be at that point?
130.
You want to read? You want to read his? He's got a. You want to read it or shall I?
What? Oh, the other one?
Yippee! She said yeah.
Yippee! Yeah, that's good. No.
A quickie. Al Foreman of England KO'd Ruby Levine in 1 1/2 seconds. Hey, let me take my robot. Queer championships. That's kind of an interesting article.
I'll read the chat for you here. Let's see. Okay, it's the Good Night Spoon says it's called Discontinued. There's episodes about Legends of the Hidden. Oh God, where did it say? Oh yeah, Hidden Temple, Talk Boy, American Gladiators, The Failed Star Wars Resort. Okay. And Good Night Spoon says, I have a question for the general audience. Then I have a specific question for Elk. All right. The parasocial audience says, the word queer began to develop an implication of effeminate and some sex attraction in men by the late 19th century. An early recorded use of this meaning was in 1894 by the Marquis of Queensberry. Oh, okay. Good Night Spoon says, what do you think of the Captain America trailer? I haven't seen the latest Captain America trailer. I'm about to watch it. Oh wait, yeah, I did. Are you talking about the Falcon Captain America, right? It looks pretty good. Harrison Ford plays Thunderbolt Ross in the trailer, and of course, in comics, Thunderbolt Ross later becomes Red Hulk, and they kind of showed yeah, it's worth watching the Captain America trailer. So yeah, it looks good. Who knows what we're gonna look like when they actually show it, but we'll find out. Good Night Spoon says, what did you think about The Boys episode? Episode 7. Is it The Boys' 3rd season, or I haven't watched The Boys since the 1st season, so I missed.
And I've never watched The Boys, so
it's a good show. I've seen like the 1st season. I've yet to see the 2nd one. I've heard the first 2 seasons were really good. In the 3rd season, it started to kind of not be so good. So I've heard.
Yeah.
Anyway, Robin Hood Jones. There we go.
All right. And of course, first time I felt. Oh wait.
Oh, season
first
4.
time I felt interested in seeing a Marvel property since Ant-Man.
Okay. Yeah.
Season 4, and then I haven't watched the latest Boys episode until Sunday,
Mm,
when I will watch it with a friend on our sci-fi week. Okay, so anyways,
nice.
now we're gonna get into the second story of the night. Robin Hood Jones here. This one I think is only gonna be like 6 pages here. So,
Oh, cool.
hmm.
I'll read the text there if you don't mind.
Oh,
So,
you want to do the narration this time?
yeah. Robert Harrison Jones, ORD, descendant of an old New England family and one-time crack college athlete, was taken to the road in protest to unfair business, crooked politics, and snobbish society. He has collected about him a motley band of fellow gentlemen of leisure who loyally do his bidding. Amongst them are Little Jack Lee, Fry Tucker, etc., all counterparts of our ancient heroes. Jones is rapidly becoming known as Robin Hood Jones, champion of the weak and the needy, and the sworn foe of all industrial tyrants, racketeers, and dishonest officials.
The bad guys of this time period.
Yeah.
So there's narration at the bottom. So now they're doing it at the bottom here.
Horseshoe pitching is the chief sport of the band, and Jones is ever ready to defend his championship.
Did you see that? Little Jack,
Yon lad.
young lad, has the makings of a champion.
You should look to your laurels, boss. I'll wager a plate of ham and eggs that you can't spot the lad 2 ringers and lick 'em.
There's narration at the
Oh,
bottom.
Robin Hood Jones is still champion.
Well. That does it. That does it, lad. You almost had me. Nice going.
Suddenly, there is a commotion in the direction of the cook shack where old Mulligan is preparing chow. So, you thieving brat, caught you red-handed, I did.
Let go. Take your greasy paws off of me. Seems to be a bit of difficulty in our commissary department.
Poof, poof. Hope it's not sign of short rations.
No, it just looks like a young man stealing food.
Yeah.
Hey, what's all the fuss? Where did you come from, kid? Don't believe I've seen you before. Let me alone. I'll beat it. You big bullies. Just turn me loose. You say the kid was trying to make off with some of our grub.
That's right, boss. Caught him dead to rights, I did.
I was hungry. Hungry. Well, kid, that's a horse of another color. Who are you? And how is it that your stomach is empty enough to bid your hands commit larceny? Oh, you wouldn't understand, Mister. We my folks haven't had much food for a long time, and now there's nothing.
No food? Say, boss, this is an emergency. A plate of steaming stew, soon loosens the starving youth's tongue, and he tells Robin Hood Jones his story.
Yum, yum. This is good. Say, you fellows are swell. Yeah, eat up, kid. There's more where that came from.
It seems that the boy's father and several hundred other workers have have been idle for months due to the shutdown of the local cork factory. The employees, who live in a group of company owned apartments, are on the verge of starvation. Arrgh!
So you see, Robin Hood Jones, we're in a jam. Mister McHugh, um, who owns the factory, would help us. Only he's broke, and the banks won't lend him any money. Why why old Wallace McHugh? No. Hold on. Getting my tongue and accent a little twisted there. um, why old Wallace McHugh is a square enough man. He should have no trouble raising a bit of capital. Um, there's something rotten in Demiarm
Denmark.
or Denmark kid, and I am to find out what. Gee, thanks for all this food. You're the best pals a fella ever had. Nick's kid forget. Oh wait. No,
Yeah, next kid, you got it.
no, I got that. It's just that I
Yeah.
was, sometimes doing vocal gymnastics and get
Yeah.
up.
Right.
Nick's kid, forget it. Just tell your pa he'll be back at his old job in a few days. Tell him Robin Hood Jones says so.
So long, kid.
The cork factory is shut down. Shut down want for what? What of machinery repairs? Old McKeel is unable to get financial help, so a bunch of men, women, and kids starve. We we've got to do something, boys. I'll see McKeel in the morning.
So the next day, Mr. Wallace McHugh has a caller, a powerfully built, somewhat unkempt fellow with alert, flashing eyes and a short clipped mustache.
Mr. McKeel, you are perhaps unaware, but we have an appointment. My name is Jones. So shall we get down to business?
Why, Mr. Jones, just what is it you want? Robin Hood Jones questions McHugh about his failure to reopen his factory. I've tried everywhere to raise the money with which to put my plant back in operation. A measly 5,000 is all I need, but all the banks have their orders from Josiah Bad Gold not to give me a cent.
Wow, what a name for a bad guy, right?
Josiah Bad Gold.
that took some creativity, didn't it?
Yeah.
Let's see before I read Jones. Let's see anything new in the
No.
here. They're just talking back and forth. It would seem.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
All right. Bad gold. Eh? That old skinflint needs my attention.
Well, good luck, Mr. Jones. But I'm afraid you'll get nowhere with Bad Gold. He wants my factory and will get it too if I fail to open up again. That's why he turned the banks against me.
Don't worry, brother. You won't need the banks for old Bard Gold. For old Bard Gold
Bad Gold.
himself, or for old Bad Gold himself, we'll loan you the money. Now, what do you think that could possibly mean?
We'll find out.
Well, you know the name he took, don't you?
Yeah, Bad Gold. Yeah.
No, I'm talking about our main character here.
Yeah, Robin Hood Jones. Steals from the rich, gives to the poor.
Mm-hmm.
That evening, the palatial estate of Josiah Badgold, richest man in Sherwood City, is the scene of a series of strange events. That's you.
Well, I think the guy in back was even though I know normally it goes top to bottom. I think in this case, left to right is actually the
Oh, so bottom blue first?
yeah.
All right, I'm going to go read that. Say, boss, why can't I be the pantry patrol? In a joint like this, there must be a well-stocked larder.
There you are, gentlemen. The castle of the ogre himself. You name your orders. So to your post, little Jack. You come with me, while you, Fry Tucker, guard the gates, lest our host make too hurried a departure. All right, so I guess I should have
The
read it.
top one should have been first. Yeah. Josiah Badgold is at his favorite pastime, that of going over his accounts to see who can squeeze just a bit harder. Tying a thin, strong rope to a horseshoe, Robin Hood Jones deftly tosses it over a high, stout tree limb. He pulls himself up over the tall iron fence and swings for a small balcony.
Ah, Mr. Badgold, so glad to find you in. I have a little business to transact with you.
Why, you burglar! I'll have you arrested.
No, sir. Pray, no, sir. Pray, don't get up. I'll find me a seat, nice little nest you'll have here. Or should I say, web.
You blankety blank lunatic. What do you want anyway?
Now don't get up, Mister Badgold. I am only here to sell you some life insurance.
What? Why, you crazy fool. Never heard of such impudence.
And look what he's doing in the next panel
Takes a
there.
gun out of his drawer.
Classic. I detest these things, sir. They are so noisy. Now, to get back to business, you need this particular policy badly, and it will cost you but $5,000.
Batgirl manages to press a hidden button. Click.
There's narration at the bottom there.
Oh, but Batgold's signal has been heard by Garvin, who acts as butler.
Now, sir, the deal must be in cash. Your safe over there, no doubt, holds many times the modest amount. Ask, I ask, give me the money, and I will take out the necessary papers.
Silently, the door swings open and the evil looking servant enters, gun in hand. Ha ha! Mr. Smart Guy, looks as if you are the one who needs life insurance.
Pointing is bad manners, my good man. You really don't need a gun. Your 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 face is enough to frighten one to death.
Where did you put my gun? At that moment, something crashes through the window, and Garvin's weapon is torn from his hand by a horseshoe. Before the startled butler can recover, little Jack leaps into the room and grasps him in a grip of steel.
And little Jack right there, just like little John.
Yeah.
They're not so little though. However,
Yeah, big guy. Yeah.
just in time for the opening for the opening men. Over there in the corner is the
Patient.
is the patient doctor. You may operate. That's gotta be scary.
Yeah.
Count out 5,000 and no more, no less, my good friend. Bad Gold is going to take out one of our special life insurance policies.
Help! Help! Please!
Pray save your breath, brother. There is nobody within earshot. I have seen to that. Your breath is precious. Just suppose you don't have it. I see that you're becoming quite attached to your handsome friend. Necessary precaution. So sorry.
Yeah.
And now to make out your policy and receipt. I appreciate your
Patronage.
your patronage, Mr. Badgold. Yeah, I'm still waiting on some new glasses because I had my optometry appointment like a month ago.
Yeah.
And they said it was going to be like a month to 6 weeks.
Oh Lord.
Because the thing is now, my vision hasn't necessarily changed in terms of distance, but due in large part to the fact I'm getting older and I don't blink as much as I should. My reading is becoming affected a little bit. So here, Touchy, put this paper in the safe and lock it carefully. We must be going, for I fear we have overstayed our welcome.
Say, Chief, I don't have to kiss little Rollo goodbye, do I?
Good night, Mr. Badgold. you have made a great investment tonight. Believe me. Um,
Sometime later, Bad Gold manages to get free. Phone the police. Do something. No, no, wait. I want to see what's on that paper. Here it is, and my name's on it. Dear Mr. Badgold, glad, glad for you. We're able to contribute so worthy a cause. It is indeed life insurance, but not for your own. It's for several several honest workers and their families. Thanks to you, you can spare $5,000. Keep the transaction confidential, and you will have a friend in Robin Hood Jones. P.S. As for the policy, try honesty for your policy, which is try honesty for that is the best policy. Shall I phone the police, sir? No, Garvin. 5,000 is a lot of money, but a cheap price for a clever friend. It may be money well spent. A few weeks later, the McHugh Cork Factory reopens its doors.
yeah, Fry. Work is a serious thing for the other fellow.
I had I had a 10B once, but it interfered with my eating, so I quit. How about it, Chief? Will you join me in some luscious ham and eggs? I knew it. Oh, here it is. A letter from McHugh thanking me for the loan of the $5,000 and enclosing his note. Well, well. So that's Mr. Jones' idea of life insurance. Maybe I'm just as old softy, but somehow it seems to give me a new lease on life, too. A new adventure of Robin Hood Jones in next month's issue.
Yeah, I forgot to ask this when we were reading the other story as well, but how so real quickly here before we get to the last story of the night. Um, Going back for a moment, of course, to Shock Gibson. How did you like the Shock Gibson story?
It's very adventurous. He
Uh,
he's a badass. He one of those right from wrongs kind of stories.
hmm.
Very good.
Was there anything that stuck out to you, either bad or good?
And I noticed the Queen's bra has this nice little conal breast shape about it. It's really intriguing. Like, well, back in the day, they have those sort of things with like burlesque shows of the 30s
Mm-hmm.
and 40s. So it's one of those type of outfits. But yeah, it's a good strip.
All right. And what did you think of it? What did you think of this story?
Robin Hood steals from the rich, gives to the poor, but in the 40s.
Did you like it? Did
Yeah,
you
it's fine. It's a good one.
Yeah, I'm starting to try to get it into my head more to start asking these, asking like, good, bad, all that kind of thing,
Yeah.
Yeah, so, all right. Well, anyways, we do have one more story. I was gonna, we're just past the hour mark, so we might actually end
Yeah.
a little earlier tonight. I usually try to slate out about 2 hours here, but we might be done by an hour and a half here.
Yeah.
The This Day in Each History segment. So, see, there's Jungle Man. The other one I was going to read here was going to be Liberty Lads.
Oh.
Tom Fenwick and Will Meredith are visiting relatives in Boston. It is the month of December in 1773, and colonists are quite angry with Great Britain because of the continued tax on tea. Although Tom's uncle, Squire Potter, is a rabid Tory. Tom and his pal, Will, are staunch patriots. One evening, as they wind their way homeward, they encounter a heated street argument. You'll drink a tree and like it?
Not with that blasted tax. I won't. 'Twould choke an honest citizen.
No. Oh, ho. So it's honest ye are. Tis well said in London that all colonials are thieves or sons of thieves. Ooh.
Spoken like you're the lion rat yard. Take that! Psh.
Why, you old goat? I'll carve my initials on your bloomin' carcass. Tom's quick thinking saves the colonial. And look at Tom right there.
He's a tripping him.
You clumsy little fool. Wait till I get my hands on you. I'll. But the boys don't wait. Down the street comes a squad of British soldiers. Seeing the running boys, the soldiers give chase and capture the young fugitives.
Come here, yo. That's right. Jail them, little brats. Tried to break my belly neck, they did. Oh, that's you, sorry. It's all a mistake, officers. All a mistake. An accident. I saw it all. This fellow had a cup too many.
Come on. Maybe a bit of confinement is what you need.
By the way, Horace, I heard that 3 new ships docked today.
Aye, and they did, and it's loaded with fine tea. They are too. What do you think is happening here?
It's like starting to be the Boston Tea Party. Looks like.
But I think this is one of those stories when I think it's one of those stories where the authors create characters,
Yeah,
interact with real life history, right?
yeah, yeah.
Now, the Liberty Lads here. I mean, back I think in the early 2000s, about 20 years ago, CBS had a show called Liberty's Kids that kind of had the same thing. You had a couple kids that were inserted. They were friends of Benjamin Franklin, and they kind of you saw the world through their eyes.
Right.
So.
I'm going to read something in the chat real quick. Let's see. Shop Gibson was pretty good. The narrator and actually gave it more of a flow. Oh, cool. Not sure why Mike and Metal are ignoring the messages of engagement with our show. Well, sorry, I'm not Metal, but anyway. Fair Social Audience says it's a mystery, like why an elephant, gorilla, and zebra were within walking distance. Goodnight Spoon says they're probably at a bar. If what I've historically heard, it's true. Parasocial says, true, then why did Queen Sheba walk in? I don't know. Good point.
We just we were just focusing on getting the stories read there, guys, and also we figured you guys were talking amongst yourselves as you were listening in, so we just let you go at it.
All right.
But all that being said, of course,
Tea, you say? It's taxes that look like tea. Taxes for the king and his fat lords to gloat over.
Here the man here the man that's treason, or I'm a bally donkey.
Stop, you fools.
Tom picked this time to feign a turned ankle.
Ugh.
What's wrong? What's wrong with you?
Oh, it's my ankle.
With a desperate shove, Will sends the redcoats sprawling in the street,
Ah.
and the lads good make good their escape. This does seem like a pretty fun story.
Yeah.
Seeing the colonial times through these kids' eyes.
Oh, yeah.
The boys run to Will's house to tell him about the tea ships. They learn that Uncle Ned is at a secret colonial meeting.
Hmm. Come on, let's go to that meeting, too. We're Americans. Sure, we are. Uncle Ned, we want to tell you about the tea ships.
We know all about them, my boy, and are going to act.
But the soldiers will know who you are and you'll get shot or something. Say, why don't you dress like an Indians and fool them?
Splendid idea. That Indian friend of yours, um, that Indian friend of yours, and get some. Find that Indian friend of yours, um, and get some feathers, and stuff. Now, before I scroll down, of course, in this world, in the world of Worth Carnahan here, it was Tom and Will that gave the Colonials the idea to dress up as Indians
Yes,
to get
for
on the
the tea
ship.
party. Yeah. Oh,
So
yeah. This will be fun.
the boys contact um, Monaco, the friendly Indian who supplies them with material for the disguises. Tom and Will are spotted by British soldiers who proceed to trail them through town. Uh-oh. Boys might want
Oh,
to be a little bit more aware.
oh yeah. This is the place, Tom. Uncle Ned and the men are in here.
The assembled colonists are discovered. Go get Drake and a squad of men. We'll arrest the whole bloomin' lot of them. A fierce a fierce
Wait.
hand a fierce hand to hand fight a fierce hand to hand fight ensues. Tom is wounded.
Ugh.
The colonials succeed in besting their redcoat foes and tie them up. Uh,
Well, guess that will hold the beast for a while. Come on, men, to the docks.
hmm.
Overboard with every ounce of it.
I think that was supposed to be me.
Oh, was that you? Okay,
Yeah,
go ahead.
remember I was the one who was doing Uncle Ned there. You were
Okay,
doing good.
okay, go ahead.
Well, guys, that will hold the beast for a while. Come on, men, to the docks. Overboard with every ounce of it. We we uh we have the captain locked in the cabin, sir. British soldiers on shore, notice activity on board the tea ship, and hail the vessel.
Ahoy there, aboard ship. What's up?
But Uncle Ned forces the sea captain answer. Say all is well, and make it sound convincing, or you die.
All's well, officer. Just shifting cargo.
Meanwhile, overboard with the tea. Suddenly, the sea captain breaks away and dives over the ship.
There goes. There's you.
No, that's Tom
Oh, it's
right.
me. Okay. There goes the captain. Ugh, me gut.
Monaco follows the escaping sea captain. Oh, look at that! They have him drawn right there.
Yeah.
It almost looks like I don't know. Almost looks like he's like naked, completely naked.
He's got a little strap of cloth between his loins.
Yeah, and quickly overhauls them. Jock, this fellow needs a lesson. Take him aboard your schooner and make him work his passage to England as a common sailor.
That I will, Ned. And he'll scrub the decks from Boston to Liverpool. I pay for the nick on his and young Tom's shoulder.
Back on board.
Well, that's the end of tea and taxes.
Not quite, but it will help a lot. I'll betcha. Another Liberty Lad adventure next month. So, what did you think of that story?
It's good. It's all right. Shows a bit of history, little characters that were created to actually make the history happen before our eyes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so let's catch up on some of these.
There's people in the chat. The elephant orders of a ton of peanuts. The gorilla swings from the chandelier, and the zebra just goes straight to the black and white Russians. The stamp duty was needed to only partly offset the enormous costs of English taxpayers of defeating French Quebec in the 7 Years' War to defend American freeloader colonists. Okay. There's an actual museum of failures featuring a lasagna made by Colgate toothpaste. Thousands of British soldiers died to end the continual invasions of Quebec and Huron Indian invaders of New England. Okay. Parasocial also says, in what way would a lasagna made of Colgate be considered a failure? Goodnight Spoon says, I guess it was made with a mix of 9F chicken and crab meat. Yeah. All right.
Well, I mean, think about it though. If we're not talking about Colgate, I mean, could you imagine if you were to eat lasagna that tasted like Colgate toothpaste?
Oh, that would not be good. No.
Yeah, I don't think that would be all that appealing.
No. By the way, Metal is still waiting for your list of topics. Okay.
Oh. All right. So, anyways, well, let's breeze the rest of this. The rest of this comment, I think a few more pages in there, but there's Lobo the Flying Sleuth right there.
Lobo the Flying Sleuth.
Yeah.
Interesting. Huh.
Duke O'Dowd.
Okay. Huh.
Champion Puzzler.
Captain Puzzler. Okay.
And
Act now.
All right. So, sorry. Now, Goodnight Twins got me doing it. I was just about to call you metal.
Yeah.
My brain just went on a fry.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. Normal, as I said, normally I would try to push it to 2 hours, but I think we still got some good stuff.
All right. Yeah.
There.
Yeah.
So, what did you think of that? I know I may have already asked this, but what
You
did you
already did.
think? What did you think of this last story?
Of course, as I said before, it was good. It reacted to history, the Tea Party, the Boston Tea Party, and characters within. It gave it more life.
All right. And now that we're done with the reading there,
Mm.
so
To
so
go
the
down.
first question here, if you had to choose,
Mm-hmm.
what would you say was your of the three features? What would you say would be your favorite of the three features?
I like the Shot Gibson one. It has a lot of fantasy and imagination behind it.
Okay,
Yeah.
and in contrast, if you had to choose,
Mm.
which story was your least favorite?
I think the Robin Hood one is pretty much self-explanatory. It's more, it's in their contemporary scene of the 40s from a Robin Hood point of view. It's kind of predictable
Hmm.
what will
Yeah,
happen.
but I think one of the funner parts the funner part, at least for me, was us trying to very like English Irish accent.
Oh yeah,
That was a pretty fun thing we were trying there.
that's interesting. I like the cook. I think I got the cook down.
Yeah. So yeah. Well, hey, let's see. Well, looks like Goodnight Spoon's got
Let's read
some a little.
the chat here. I'm going to read for you. I think I figured it out. It's all about things you can no longer purchase, hence the title discontinued. But it's bullshit because they featured an Oreo that was re-released and available to date. Oh, okay. Shot Gibson was really pretty good, well narrated, and lots of mixing of legends. Yeah, yeah. So Social Audience agrees with me.
Yeah. All right. So with that, I think we're gonna start to wind down a bit. Because there's not much more to talk about there.
Right.
So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and do the This Day in Each History segment, and then we will wind down. Well, I'll give you a chance to do an outro before we head out,
Right.
and then we'll be done. So today is Friday, July 12th, 2024. So let's take a look back at this day in each history. History! So, first off, I'm going to head back 25 years ago today.
Oh,
As on this date, 25 years ago today, WCW had its Monday Nitro event in the Jacksonville Coliseum in Jacksonville, Florida. This was the night after the Beach Blast pay-per-view. The main event saw Hulk Hogan defeat Randy Savage for the WCW World Heavyweight Championship. Booker
nice.
T defeated Diamond Dallas Page via disqualification.
Oh, okay.
In a match for the WCW United States Heavyweight Championship, the match ended in a no contest between David Flair and Sting. With, of course, David Flair had Arn Anderson, Ric Flair, Asian, and Torrie Wilson in his corner. So that ended in a and then the opening match saw Conan defeat Vampiro via disqualification.
Oh, wow.
So that all happened 25 years ago.
Nice.
Now moving on to the next piece in each history. Just moving ahead 1 year to the year 2000, 24 years ago today. 24 years ago today. The penultimate issue, the 65th and penultimate issue of Preacher from
Ooh.
DC's Vertigo imprint went
Oh.
on sale on this date back in 1999. Look at that face on that cover, like some
Cry,
big baby or
crying.
something.
Made the baby cry on the last issue. Ah,
No, it
it's
wasn't
just
the last
over.
issue. It was the second.
Wah.
It wasn't the last issue. It was the second to the last. That's
Oh,
why I
second
called it
to it.
penultimate.
Well,
Okay,
he's
ultimate is last. Penultimate is like next to last.
okay. Well, still, he's crying. That's going to end. There you go.
So, the story
Wah.
was titled Shoot Straight, You Bastards," and then it was written by Garth Finns,
Garth Ennis.
with
Yeah.
art by Steve Dillon,
Awesome.
lettering done by Clem Robbins, and coloring by Pamela Rambo. Any of those names sound familiar to you?
Yes, Steve Dillon and Garth Ennis. Garth Ennis being a writer, several comics, DC and Marvel too, and as well Steve Dillon, who drew the Punisher and of course the Preacher series, among other titles. He sadly passed away a few years ago, and surely missed. What a great talent that Steve Dillon is.
And now moving ahead to now with that, now we move ahead. Well, before we do start up the other stuff, let's see. The guys are commenting here. We got
On
a
fire.
bit of a lively conversation going on here.
Oh, it says not going to talk about the time traveling John Cena discovery. Hey, I see how it is. Good Night Spoon also says, I'm disappointed there's only one episode left. Oh, yeah. Parasocial audience says, I just know John Cena from his depiction of a convict in the comic and film The Chair by Alternative Comics. Oh, okay.
Well, John Cena, aside from of course being, it's kind of funny because John Cena at last Sunday's Money in the Bank pay-per-view announced that he'd be on his retirement tour with the WWE over the next like 18 months here.
Okay.
And of course, one of the other things John Cena is known for too is for his role in Peacemaker.
I liked him in Peacemaker. He's good.
Yeah, so otherwise he is unknown to me. Mike has definitely never heard of John Cena. No, I know John Cena is too. Probably can't even see him. But I understand. Ha ha. Basic thugonomics, right? Well, here's another couple little John Cena tidbits for you guys. Okay, so before John Cena, made it to the WWE, when he was still working his way up through like UPW and Ohio Valley Wrestling as a prototype. He starred in a short-lived semi-reality series called Manhunt.
Okay.
Back in the late 90s. I think it only lasted for like a few episodes. It was like on UPN.
I think I've heard of it. Yeah. I don't think I've seen it.
It was like a very short-lived series. It didn't last all that long.
No.
But, you know.
Sure.
So, with that, moving on to the next piece of niche history here.
Yes.
So, we move ahead to 2014 here. On this date in 2014, Scholastic Media and Soup to Nuts series Astroblast premiered on PBS's Sprout Network.
Astroblast.
The series followed Comet, a loving red dog, Sputnik, an adventurous peach pooch. Haley, a smoothie delivering pink bunny. Radar, a bouncy brown monkey. And Jet, a mute green alligator. This is more or less a PBS series.
It's like a cartoon.
Yeah, it was a cartoon. The series also started airing on NBC Kids the Saturday morning programming block on NBC in October 2014. It was the final show produced by Soup to Nuts before its closure in August 2015. So on this date, Astro Blast premiered on PBS on this date back in 2014, 10 years ago today. And 2014 is just so nice that we're gonna hit it twice. As also on this date in 2014, 10 years ago today. Gohan's anime movie K Missing Kings premiered in Japanese theaters on this date 10 years ago today. So Gohan's K Missing Kings premiered on this date 10 years ago today.
Right.
All right. So with that, I thank everybody for being here tonight. I hope everybody enjoyed the show. We're going to run a little short tonight, but that's okay. Especially with the fact we've been running along quite a bit lately, so it's sometimes good to balance things out a little bit. But before we go, of course, Apex, would you like to do an outro? Share any links, promote anything?
Yes, I want to actually make the last comment for Good Night Spoon says John Cena was good and Ricky Stenicki. I never heard of Ricky Stenicki. Is that a show? Interesting.
I think it's a movie of some type.
It's a movie? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, yes, subscribe to my channel, Apex Comics, and I've put the link in the chat. So, yeah, you can find me on YouTube. Let me see. I believe next Saturday, which is the July 20th, on Rex Hex and Apex show at night, 8:30 p.m. Central Time, we'll be having Katie Did channel. Katie Did will come on there, and we'll talk some fun
Didn't you
pop
have her
culture
on your
stuff.
last show too?
That's K-pop. That was K-pop Junkie.
Oh, okay.
Different Katie. Different one. Yeah.
All right. Well, anything more you'd like to add?
No. I'm good.
All right. Well, with that, I thank everybody for being here, and I hope everybody enjoyed the show. And we will be back here on Sunday with our panel. Now, I know you're probably working, but of course, if you want, you're more than welcome to join us if you can.
Sure.
Yeah, I understand. I know you're probably working. So with that, I thank everybody for being here, and I will see you all on Sunday.
You're welcome, Parasocial audience. Thank you, Mike and Apex. Bye.
Bye.